Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Hazeeq, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at Theta. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right hand corner of the screen. Also, there is a donation link down below in the description. Feel free to donate to the kids in Gaza. Let's get into the TA right now. So jumping into the daily here, and the first thing I want to say is, well, would you look at that? Look at this move to the upside. Absolutely incredible. We've been buying Theta all the way back down here within this blue block. We've been covering Theta for ages and ages. We gave you this falling wedge pattern that played out perfectly. We gave you this blue support block even before we dropped down into it in December 2022. We were covering Theta for ages. Now look at these touches that we had in 2020 at roughly 79 cents and 55 cents. That is where this block is set up based on those touches. Then we had our first touch of that block, first retest, so to speak, in December 2022. Then we dipped into it once again in June 2023, and we bottomed out right where this November 2020 touch was. And we added this block a long time ago, and I told you this would be a perfect area to accumulate as many tokens as possible. And God forbid we drop below it, just buy more. As you can see, we had a support level at 34 cents-ish based on the touch from 2020 in May, I believe. So if, you know, anything happened, we drop below, that's fine. We can buy more tokens. But realistically speaking and logically speaking, this was looking like a great bottom for Theta, and it was. So from this level, we're up 451%. Absolutely incredible. What we also did, and I like this very much, is we had this support level in 2021. We broke below it. Then we entered a channel down pattern, which we will take a look at on the weekly chart. Then we break above that same pink trend line that was our support. We break above it, back test it as support, and this was a perfect entry point. This was essentially your last hope into entering Theta below $1, and from there, bang, 3x, even more than a 3x at that point, because we got to $3.30, I believe. So to all of those who got into Theta, congratulations. I'm still holding, not looking to take any profits. And if you're looking to swing trade, there are a few possibilities here, because if you look at the daily chart, we are extremely overbought, sitting at the index of 90 on the RSI. The last time this happened was back in November 2023, and we saw a pullback down to the 20 EMA. So the 20 EMA held us up, right? And then we continued the uptrend, but there was a bearish divergence at that point. So a similar situation can play out over here, but again, we weren't in the full-on bull market here yet, but as of right now, we can clearly see that the bull market is in full throttle mode. Well, I guess not full throttle yet, but this is the early stages of the bull market, and altcoins are going parabolic. So Theta could have a pullback down to its 20 EMA at the moment, which is sitting at $2.17. So if you want to be buying above $2, you know, that's fine. You can also take a look at these small wicks. Well, not small, but these few wicks from 2022, and those were, you know, showing us that there is demand coming at $2.27. And then we lost that in April, and we haven't come back up to that since, except for, you know, this pump, obviously. And we also retested that exact same white trend line at $2.27, as you can see a few wicks below that. So if you're looking to target some sort of a support area, $2.27, really good entry point here, an optimal entry point, I would say. But just so you understand how valuable it is to buy during bear markets, so from 57 cents, you're going to be buying with a 4x difference, essentially. So 300% up from the bear market bottom. And I believe my average for Theta is around 60 to 80 cents. I believe it's around 80, to be honest with you, but it's hard to remember because I do have quite a bit of coins. The patrons do know that. So I don't remember every single average price, but I believe it's between 75 to 80 cents. So we're quite up on Theta. And like I said, we're not planning to take any profits. Now, an unhealthy thing that we can identify immediately is the fact that the EMA has gone parabolic. That's not good at all because we want healthy and steady growth. So when an EMA goes parabolic like that, especially the 20, it means that when we're dropping back down for support, there's nothing to hold us up, and then we end up crashing. So another level you could look at in case we have a deeper correction would be this level over here at $1.70. And I would say that's probably as low as I would expect Theta to go. From the local top, that would be like a 49% correction. If that happens, great. If it doesn't, well, personally, I wouldn't care because I'm already in my position. But for those of you who don't have any Theta and you're looking to buy, yeah, this is going to be a problem. So you would have to set up some buy limit orders at $2.28. Remember, no round numbers in your limit orders because you want to increase your chances of getting filled. And then you have $1.70. So that's based on the daily chart, and you can spread out a few buy limit orders in between those two levels if you want to. Based on some touches, you can go to the 4-hourly chart and see what are some of the local support and resistance trend lines over there that you can set up. But overall, that's what I would be looking at on the daily chart. And for more of a long-term picture view, let's switch over to the weekly. And before we continue with the video, I quickly want to mention my Patreon that's linked down below in the description. If you enjoy my content, you want to get more exclusive content, and you want to support me at the same time, definitely feel free to check out the Patreon because you're going to get a 7-day free access on my Patreon and an instant access to all of my content since October 2021, which is when I started. You'll get access to content like exclusive weekly podcasts, and we're starting to invite guests already. We have 40+ low cap gem posts. We have a bunch of project reviews. We have a bunch of resources that are going to help you save time and make more money with this upcoming bull market. So this is definitely a great exchange of value for the both of us. And once again, there's a 7-day free trial. Feel free to check it out. You can leave anytime, and let's continue with the video. Taking a look at the weekly chart. So as you can see, the green block here held us up perfectly. Look at that. Look at the weekly candle closures perfectly at what was that? 59 cents, 59-ish. Now we did wick below. Obviously we did wick below, which is fine, but look at the candle closures. Right smack dab on 59, like 60 cents. Really good call here with the support block, but I don't want to praise myself too much. It's that, you know, I didn't expect it to play out this perfectly. But the channel down pattern that I mentioned over here, and we had a similar one on Algorand, and I kept telling you, you know, channel down patterns are typically broken to the upside. So it's only a matter of time until this up and down movement is going to be broken and we'll have a breakout. And lo and behold, it happened. We bounced off this support here and had to move to the upside. Well, everyone was thinking that after retesting this resistance, we were going to go down and have another test, right? Which is typical for a channel down pattern. After a test of the resistance, you do expect to come back down to the support and so on and so forth until the trend breaks. Then, you know, things shift. So if you took profits here, for example, and you were waiting to buy somewhere over here, then obviously that didn't happen because we did not get that low. So this is the issue with expecting too low prices. When Theta was sitting at these prices, I was giving everyone the levels. I was telling everyone these are really good prices. If, for example, if I didn't have any Theta, I would be getting into it as soon as I could with those prices, because you did have a few good weeks here from August up until October to buy into Theta below 70 cents. That was a really good small sideways channel. But after that, you know, it was a massive explosion. So currently what you see is happening is that we had this breakout, potential wave 1, then we have this wave 2 retracement, which saw us bouncing off the 20 EMA on the weekly, which is powerful, and then we saw a retest of 95 cents at the same time, which is an important support level based on a few touches that we had here in 2022. As you can see, and in 2023. So we broke above that resistance, back tested as support along the 20 EMA, and from there we have a massive wave 3, which is obviously the biggest wave of the Elliott wave count. And based on that fact alone, that it's the biggest wave, we could be expecting a further move to the upside, potentially getting to $4. So $4 is where the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level is. It's where we saw multiple rejections in 2022, and those rejections sent us into the bear market, right? You had your initial crash in 2022. You had the back test of the golden ratio in February, and then once again in March, and from there you crashed. So that's why I'm saying there could be a lot of resistance here at $4, and we could get sent back down again, kind of like Bitcoin got sent back down from its all-time high just recently, 14% down. The same thing could happen with Theta. You get rejected from that resistance level and you come back down to this hopefully support block where you can consolidate, print a higher low, and then continue, right? Because you have this low, this would be your higher low, and obviously you're printing higher highs at the same time, which is really, really good. We broke above all of these EMAs. The 200 EMA absolutely destroyed it. So what I would like to see is, of course, some consolidation within this block, which is between $2.60 down to $2.20. But if we continue pumping, then you might look at a swing trade off of $4, right? You could take a bit of profit there and maybe look to buy in lower at, let's say, $2.65, which is roughly a 30% discount for you. And again, I'm talking about spot swing trading. I don't advocate for futures or leverage trading. The only trading that I do is on spot and nothing else, nor do I advise anyone to do anything else. So if you're doing futures and leverage, that's fine, that's up to you. But what I would be doing if I was on spot and I wanted to, for example, swing trade, which I would understand the risks of doing that, because if I sold, let's say at $4, the price could continue going up realistically, and it's going to get to $6.70, and then it's going to see a retracement to $5 and then up again. So that's your risk of selling, especially during a bull market. So I'm personally not swing trading. I'm not selling my Theta tokens, because once again, this is a bullish wave 3. If we take a look at the wave 1, wave 2, this wave 3 could take us, heck, it could even take us up to $6.70. You never know. And then you have the wave 4 retracement, and then the wave 5 taking us to either, $13, which is the all-time high here for Theta, or taking us slightly higher than that and maybe getting us to $30. Who knows? That's a possibility, but we don't know what's going to be happening in the future, of course. So that would be a really bullish scenario for us. And the minimal target per this Fibonacci is, of course, sitting at $30. And if you bought in somewhere down here and you're waiting for these upper prices, these prices between $10 to $25 to $30, then I'm with you in that boat. I think a $30 billion market cap for Theta is very much doable. But if we switch over to the weekly RSI, you can clearly see that we are very, very overbought. Very overbought. The last time we were this overbought was when we printed the all-time high. And that's saying something. So I do hope we can see some sort of a retracement here back to these levels, at least retest 70. And then have another pump into the latter part of the year, into the second half of 2024. We'll see if that plays out, but we do have a nice support block here between 52 and 47 on the RSI. We saw a nice dip into that area over here. And we did give you this block way before we actually dipped there, because it was based on these touches from 2023 and 2021, 2022. So all of these contributed to me creating this support area over here, which we did retest. And once again, this was January 2024, and that was your last opportunity to buy into Theta below $1. Look at this. Perfectly matches with the retest of that support. The stochastic is in the overbought as well, so this is telling me that you don't really want to be buying into this. You don't really want to be buying into this right now. Don't chase green candles. Instead, chase red candles. That's my motto, and that's what we did during the bear market. But right now, you should be either already in the market or you should be waiting for a pullback in the case of Theta. So I gave you a few support levels to target. If it drops below this block that we have here, this green block between $2.60 to $2.20, just feel free to buy as many tokens as you can, right? You can set up a few other support levels, so $1.60, for example, the 200 EMA. You can add a bunch of these, and based on those, you can set up some buy limit orders in advance, just so you can, take advantage of any potential pullbacks, flash crashes. Because if you're asleep and we have a flash crash where Theta dumps to $1, let's say, and you don't have any buy limit orders, then by the time you wake up, the price would have gone through a V-shaped recovery and we're back up at $4. So you missed this entire opportunity. So to avoid that, you want to set up buy limit orders, because even if you're asleep, you have the buy limit order set up. Everything is going to be filled if the price actually reaches that level. Just keep that in mind. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor. Let me know what are your targets for Theta during the bull market. I think a 10x from here is very doable. But let me know what are your thoughts. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and take care.